Hi there, traders. This is Brad Goodwood with the FX Market Insight for Thursday, the 7th of November. All right, with very little data out, it comes down to the dribble, or the dribs and drabs, I should say, of the geopolitical stuff that's going on. A bit more about Trump's impeachment. That's just cruising along. The US-China trade deal looks like it could be pushed back to December. But you know what? I said this ages ago. I think Trump needs that issue burning in the background so he can use it as a political play come next year. So we'll see how that goes. And, you know, general opinion, the dollar to stay strong for the next 6 months at least. I mean, it is the strongest economy, so it makes a lot of sense. If I just give you a bit of a quick look around the charts, you see it hasn't been a lot going on, but, you know, the general short-term momentum in the Aussie, you know, just cruising sideways through that trend line. Same for Kiwi. Like, a lot of these currencies have been caught up in very weak trends. And that is why we're sort of starting to see, you know, a little bit of momentum and then stalling, as we are seeing there in dollar yen. Now, we've got that nice little clean snap down here in euro, but once again, that has now stalled. And this is sort of partly due to the fact that we've got no fundamentals kicking on. Sterling starting to drift a little bit lower now as the UK elections and everything else sort of builds up. We do have the Bank of England today, which is going to be quite important. And dollar CAD now just sort of cruising sideways, a little bit fractured from oil at the moment, which is still around 56.30. We'll have to see how that plays out. Now, if I just give you a bit of a roundup here in the MyFX Trading Hub, just a slight bit of an update here. I think everyone's going to appreciate this. So what we've got is at the moment, just looking at the major currency pairs, there's not a hell of a lot going on. We do have some short-term trends now. The new gauge here, if you just scroll down to the bottom, the trend strength gauge, you can work out the trend, obviously with the arrows, and then work out what sort of strength that trend has. So at the moment, we do have the dollar index and dollar yen just sort of cruising to the top side, but the overall trend strength is very weak. Same for euro is actually sort of going down, but it's got a little bit better, you know, moderate strength in that trend. And the Aussie and Kiwi just trending lower, but with no real conviction there as well. Bit of a weak strength on those ones. Key levels to look for, your support and resistance on these pairs. Well, you can find that on this section here. They're probably the key levels to look for when you are looking to, looking for a trading opportunity. So that's pretty much it. There's not a hell of a lot going on. Generally speaking, I'm looking for good strength to get into a nice trade. It's been a little while since we've seen that, but just keep your eye on it. The next best thing, obviously, moderate. So that's where I'm going to be focusing on as well. So when I get to a pair that has a moderate reading and some levels, that's the pair I'll be focusing on. And today it's euro. Now, coming down to what's where the fundamental news or the drivers are going to come in. Obviously, the Bank of England today, very important. You know, Brexit aside, this would be the main game, but that's what we've got to work with. And that's pretty much all we've got at the moment. There's some more data, obviously, geared to come out tomorrow. I think the employment change, Canadian employment change, probably one of the bigger numbers for the week. But there's not a hell of a lot to get excited about, especially with everything going a little bit quiet on these geopolitical fronts. It's hard to really, you know, get your teeth into it, especially when those trends are so fickle like we're seeing at the moment. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a good trade day. Cheerio.